Jim got a dog. Well, it's not his dog, it's his girlfriend's dog. It looks like Bailey, but it's blind.
A blind dog?
You got a blind Bailey.
So basically, he has to, like, be the walking dog.
Yo, he was walking. Yeah, he was walking the other day, yeah. I didn't get a picture of his face, because... Actually, she's pretty cute. Well, she looks exactly like Bailey.
But she's blind.
But she's blind, yeah. And he got this new car, this Hyundai Genesis.
Nice.
She's pretty sick.
Jim's doing well. Good for Jim.
Jim always does well.
I know.
My friend Jim, which is if I ever got the rights to his life, I would love to do a documentary series about my friend Jim. My friend Jim lives the most extravagant life you've ever seen in my entire life. He has like 12 jobs. He lives as a bachelor by himself, balling in this like weird Hannibal Lecter style apartment with like a humidor, and he owns a humidor, a bearded dragon or something like that?
Something along those lines.
And a jar of gluten-free mustard and some algae ice cubes.
No food in the house.
No food in the house whatsoever because he doesn't have time for that because he's always working. But he's got like a black card and like he goes and has these extravagant like $150 for a piece of sushi meals.
Yeah.
One time I saw him
flashing lights all the time.
Flashing lights.
Popping bottles.
I met like his life music video. The opening to his documentary would be him in a he's got to have that blue button-up shirt.
Yeah.
And he's got the he's got the he's got Dolce & Gabbana glasses on, and he's just in the limo and he's just flashing lights.
Yep.
Flashing. I probably can't sing that shit either because I get sued by Kanye West. Goddamn fucking YouTube. But yeah.
But he's a pimp.
He's a pimp. And
I want his life for a day.
Yeah, like for a day.
Just a day. I just want to party the way Jim parties.
Yeah, Jim there's one time Jim went to Mexico, and he went down and he got a bunch of fucking like he bought a bunch of fucking land down there because he's a boss and he just wanted to have like a getaway spot. So he went down and he bought like a whole fucking villa.
Nice.
And then he met up with this fucking Cuban bitch. And she was like, I don't know what the fucking deal was. Like, she was like some type of shopkeep, but it was like one of them situations where he just like walked in, and like she immediately wanted to bang him.
Well, yeah, he's Jim.
But like he couldn't do it because like he's not like that. So he just like threw her a fucking rose or whatever and left.
Boss.
But when he came back, he was like all fucking Mexican brown, and he had a beard, and it was weird. I had to pick him up from a closed gas station in the middle of nowhere out in Massachusetts because the people he was coming with, he wasn't allowed to come all the way back home with because he didn't want them knowing where he lives. Even though he went to Mexico, even though he went to Mexico with these people, he didn't want them to know where he was. So I had to go pick him up in the middle of nowhere at 1 o'clock in the morning. You were there, right?
Yeah, I wasn't there, but
I brought somebody with me. I thought it was you.
You might have. I don't particularly remember. It could have been me. I probably was.
Did you go with me that time?
I think I did.
We went out to Lee to pick Jim up, and we were sitting in that dark parking lot.
Dark parking lot, no people around, no nothing.
Yeah, that's right. And we pulled into the Kmart parking lot, and that's where we got sketched out because like we weren't supposed to be sitting there. Yeah.
And we were sitting there for like hours, and Jim just walks up from the fog.
Yeah, he walks up out of the fog, and he's like, "What up?" And like,
what?
With one single briefcase.
He told
me I had to put it in the trunk.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and then we went in the car, and he didn't tell us anything really about the trip. And then I brought him home, and he slipped me a 50, and he said, "Thank you, boys," and that was it.
I want Jim's life.
One time he went to the city, and he called me up, and he's like, "Yo," he's like, "I told you about those cronuts, those $75." Like he went to some place where it was like the guy makes these cronuts, which are like croissant style donuts, and he only makes a certain amount of them a day, and then he shuts down, and they're like $75 a piece. He bought 4 of them, and then didn't come home with any.
Ballin'. More power to Jim.
More power to Jim. He's like,
I idolize Jim now.
He's like, I'll bring you some. And
I'll bring.
But that's like $300 worth of donuts.
He's a boss.
A donut costs 69 cents at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep. You could have got a lot of donuts. But Jim is amazing.
Yep. I saw him like throw gold coins into the street for no reason. Like he was just walking down the street, Godfather style, and someone came up. Someone came up to him, and he's like, "Oh, Jim, I can't believe it's you. I haven't seen you forever." And he like put his hand in his pocket, gave the dude some like gold bullions from like the 16th century, and kept walking.
Brick of gold. He pulled it out of his pocket. Here you go, man.
A brick of gold.
Stay up.
Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket to Jim. He doesn't even care. He gives no.
Doesn't hurt his feeling at all. No fucks given.
Jules. The man's got
jewels.
jewels.
Pockets full of rubies and shit.
Yep. Paintings. He's into paintings now because he's like cultivating his Hannibal Lecter
apartment.
Yeah, well, it's mostly just the dining room. He's got this really long, eerie dining room table with these like murderer chairs and a few paintings of. I think he's got that one of like the 3 killer robots, and then he's got the one on the other side that looks like someone like getting stabbed by a wine glass or something like that with a blood stain. It's like a naked woman with a giant wine glass and blood everywhere. It's fucking weird, but it's a good
picture.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, but like for some reason this man pulls everything off whenever he does.
Jim's amazing. That's all.
He's just an amazing person.
He's the man.
Yeah, exactly. And he smells like babies.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so pissed.
I don't know why, yo.
He's like, "Oh, you're always like telling these crazy rumors about my life."
They're not rumors.
I'm like, Jim,
you're a baller.
Yeah, I'm like, I witnessed you do this. You open your trunk and like you've got everything in the back, like days organized in like in Tupperware, or not Tupperware dishes, but in plastic Rubbermaid bins. He's got like anything you could think of. Like, oh, Jim, you know what I really need? I really need like the Beatles' Yellow Submarine on LP. He's like, I got that for you, and he opens the trunk and he's got it, $35, brand new, never opened. Jim's got it. He's like,
Jim's the man.
Man, I could really use a carburetor for my like 1967 Chevy. He's like, yo, you know what? I got one of those.
It's just sitting in my house.
It's just sitting there, and he's got one. And it's like, where do you get all this stuff from? He's like, I know a guy.
He knows everyone.
I know Jim's a guy. And Jim does know everybody. Everybody knows him. Like I said, he's like...
If I was Jim and I saw this video, I would not be mad. You go, Jim.
You go, Jim. Yes.
Teach me.
He should hold like a seminar class. But
how to be like Jim.
How to be like Jim. And all he had to do is stand up there and wear that fucking button-up shirt.
With the Ducci Cabana
glasses. He'd say whatever he wanted.
People
would sit there and pay money to come there because he's Jim.